Hey guys, it was a good week down there. I would say in Texas, we started out with I think 16th ranked Texas A&M, and it was their first home match, and so a lot of energy in the building for that one, and uh, I would say probably an efficient three-set win. I think what do they say? Everything's bigger in Texas, and I'd say that Molly Haggerty probably took that to heart, and our first match down there, setting a school record for kills in a match, and so we kind of rode her out that match, and then a couple days later, down in Austin, uh, come back from 0-2 and down in the third set to get it to five, and I think to fight off four match points and to win at their place 20 to 18. I don't know if I've been a part of too many 20 to 18s, if any, in the fifth set. So good weekend. We've got Big Ten play this weekend, and Ohio State that might be moving up to top 10 or top 12, and a much improved Maryland team. So we're excited about getting started in Big Ten play.
It's Lauren Gillis's status for this week and beyond.
I know football's already released their injury chart. Has our Monday afternoon one gone out yet, Diane? Hasn't yet. I'm not trying to be coy. We just don't know. I mean, I thought there was a shot that we were going to get her this past weekend, and I think it's day to day. It's possible that it's this week. It's possible the following week. It's possible the week after that. It's a funny thing with some injuries. You see steady progress throughout. From day to day, and others it's two steps forward, one steps back, and I don't know. I mean, we're hoping to get her back soon, but I think the players that have been able to play have proven that they can hold the fort down until she gets back. I'll tell you this: we're not going to bring her back until she's 100%.
Coach, you've already had glowing praise for Molly, but what does it say about her poise in atmospheres like that to do what she did, especially in College Station?
It's just one of those. I mean, we weren't trying to pump her the ball or anything. It was just one of those matches that kind of everything turned to gold. I guess she was hitting with a lot of range. She was mixing up her shots really well. Lauren was running her inside and outside, and so she was giving the defenses a lot of looks, and she had some really clean swings. But there were some others that it was just kind of hit the top of the block and just kind of roll down, and all of a sudden you got yourself another kill, and it was just. It's kind of you see a shooter in basketball, and all of a sudden, it seems like everything they're chucking up there is going through the hoops, and it was kind of the deal with Molly on that. Whatever day we were playing, Friday, it was she had a nice match, and then followed up with a pretty nice match on Sunday as well.
Kelly, what were your emotions like yesterday when you're facing match point a couple of times in the third set, and then in the fifth down 14-11?
Yeah, it wasn't a Big Ten match, and it wasn't an NCAA tournament match. It was an important match against a second-ranked team in the country of their place, and so you're wanting to win. But I think you get to the point where, I was sitting there going, all right, win or lose, I'm proud of how our team is playing in this moment. And when you look at the season, especially in our sport, there's got to be this growth. You're just trying to get better as the season goes on, and if there is a loss or two, you can, in our sport, you can still rebound from that and good things. So, in the first set, I thought our attackers might have been a little bit anxious. We're just hitting right in the meat of the block and trying to overpower them instead of trying to hit for the edges of the block. And, we were getting stuffed early. I thought Lauren was trying to force things a little bit much and just a little bit antsy. And so our offense wasn't real good. Defensively, we were okay. The second set, I thought we started doing a much better job, and we had 8 service errors. And I think sometimes people think that when you have 8 service errors in a set, which is quite a bit, that you're trying to be overly aggressive. And I didn't think that was the case at all. I thought, we were just getting the ball a little bit high instead of it being flat. If it's flat, it stays in the court. If it gets up in the air, then it tends to sail. And we had too many of those balls that just kind of sailed on us, but we felt like we were playing the right way. And Lauren made a really nice couple adjustments. She started running a lot more crossing patterns, which we were able to do when her ball control got better. And I thought that was a really good adjustment that really gave Texas a lot of problems. And then she's running her outside hitter, especially Molly, on some inside balls, and that really paid off for Molly. And so you see the players that are, and then we got a point in the third set. And I remember a couple of our setters, Haley Nelson, one of them, just put this little, this patty cake ball into, I don't know if that's a thing, but into play. And Texas just rams it right down our throat. And she comes out, and I said, "What was that?" And she said, "I thought we just needed to keep the ball in play." And I said, "You do that against a team like Texas, and they're just going to annihilate us. You've got to be able to put some pressure on them." What I saw was a team that when things weren't necessarily going right, we were continuously we were still trying to figure things out. We were making the adjustments we needed to make. We stayed resilient, but we still stayed composed. And so you get in a situation, like you said, where we're down a little bit, and but we're responding the right way. You like that because that's growth and progress from a week earlier. There was a ball that Texas Haley hit, and just most of the ball was out, and a little part of it hits the line. And had the ball been out, had been another half inch wide, Texas wins the match 16-14. And we ended up winning at 20-18. So I'm not sure that I'm more proud because am I less proud if that ball would have been a half inch out? I'm happy that we played really, really clean when that was required. I mean, we passed right to target. Lauren had a lot of options. We served well. We defended well. We made every single play that we needed to, and that was certainly fun to see there toward the end of the fifth.
Dennis?
You start the conference play, the Big Ten will probably have 1, 2, 3 teams in the country. And that's nothing new that the Big Ten's good, but is this deeper and the higher level even better than what you've seen? How do you stack it up?
Probably be able to tell you a little bit better in about a month and a half. I've seen a little bit. We saw Minnesota in person. They looked awfully good. They were clean. They were efficient. Their tempo was really good. They're just their block is solid. There's just not any weaknesses from seeing them in person. I've seen a little bit of Nebraska, not very much. I've seen a little bit of most of the Big Ten, but it's different when you're lining up against somebody or you see them in person. So, we knew going into this year that this conference was going to be really good, but it's hard to figure out what year it's not. If we're 1, 2, and 3, I don't know if we've seen that. I don't think I've seen that, but there's a lot in front of us. And you look like a team at Ohio State that we open up with. That's a team that could be in the Final Four in their hometown. I have no problems seeing that. They're that talented, and they've got a middle blocker that is as good as anybody in the country, and it's probably the least talked about great player that there is. And and you don't hear much about them because they're preseason was 6th, but that 6th place team preseason is Final Four caliber talent. I don't know. Should be a fun ride.
Anything else for Coach?
Thanks.
All right. Thanks, Kelly.